Greetings, everyone. Hello, powerful people and woo community. Welcome to the Beyond Karma show here on Beyond Mystic. I see some of you are popping on already. Hello. Beautiful to have you. Logan, Angela, Laura, Early Morn, Lupo. Hi, everyone. Hiya, community. Hiya. Squatch people. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. And my name is Crystal Yardley, as you can see, and you are tuning into the Beyond Karma show. And here on this show, I love to invite everyone in the community to come on, and so that we can come together as a culminative force, energy, so that we can support each other in answering some of the personal questions. This is what I like to consider a safe space for us to come in and be vulnerable with each other, to come in and look at some of the big things that are really coming up for us in our personal lives. And I love holding that type of space for people. And with all of you here, it's always such a heartwarming, heart-exploding experience to see the way that you all support each other and me in this community, on this show, in the chat. So thank you again for everybody who's tuning in. If it's your first time, welcome. And to all of you that are returning, again, thanks for being here. I also want to mention here that you can catch us on Beyond Mystic, Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic on YouTube. Many shows are broadcasted on there, as you know, lots of incredible content, as well as on our Rumble channel. Couple other things that are able to be seen on there that are not able to be seen on YouTube, but you know, if you can make your way to both and like, share, and subscribe, we love seeing how this community is building, and we look forward to continue to create content for you to call in an even greater community of people. If you're wanting to tap in with me a little deeper beyond the show, you can check me out here on the beyondmystic.net consultations page, where you can go ahead and book an intuitive tarot reading with myself. I have hour-long ones. I also am offering half an hours at this point. So this is, as many of you know, such an incredible opportunity for us to come together, for us to really dive in together, go deeper together, and to allow your guides to really come through and give you some confirmation, give you some direction. These are crazy times. These are huge times. These are pivotal times in our lives. And there's a lot of us that are really shining and yet also really swimming through the muck. And so I am here and offering my services in support of finding some clarity and finding some powerful direction and some answers and some confirmation. These sessions are all recorded so that you can go ahead and review them. I always start with a beautiful grounding meditation to really pull our energies in together, unite our hearts, call in your guides. And it's a really, I think, beautiful experience. I certainly enjoy it. So there you have it, my friends. Back to us. I see there's some questions coming in already. I really, again, want to thank you all for bringing your questions to this show. I have a contemplation. Oh, isn't it lovely? It's so cool that I get to see 2 shows with Crystal today. Well, thank you for tuning into both, for all of you who have tuned into both. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Okay. So I had a contemplation when I was coming in. I'm going to light my Palo Santo as I speak to this. what's been coming up in some of the work that I've been doing for myself, because I do believe that, although we are these healing facilitators for others, it is of absolute importance that we continue to do the work on ourselves, because we're all here for this incredible human experience, right? So I've been working with a wonderful man, and we've really been discussing the concept of safety. And, through me sharing some of the things that I've been going through in myself and the dynamics of my life, we've been really tapping into what is safety. And before I came on, I really tuned in, and to me, safety felt like being heard, held, and seen. And I'm really curious as to, when asked this question, what does safety mean for you? Because this is a really interesting concept. And I would love to, if each of you just took a moment and breathed into it, and a word or a couple of words of like, what feels safe to you? What does safety mean for you? Because in these times, there's a lot of uncertainty, and an older version of me needed to feel certain to feel safe, or thought I needed that, especially in relationship. And well, certainty is false, right? There's a false construct there. It would be impossible to be certain. Yeah, thank you, Laura. Safety is a peaceful place of honor with love. Absolutely beautiful and true. And this is why I'm asking for you all to tune in with this with me. Okay, so not attacked. Safety. Thank you. Whether physical, mental, or spiritual. Yeah, my home is a safe space. Thank you very much. This is a vulnerable question, right? Safety is what you said, Crystal. That's why I love your coaching and keep coming back for more. Well, I love working with you, every bit of it, as you know, my dear. And yeah, I've really been struggling with house situation. Okay. So I will get to your questions here. I do promise I will do as many as I can. I've been starting them as I go along here. Thank you. Thank you. So what ended up coming up at the end of my session, after going through everything and really tapping into, I've started that, so we're going to pull that up. Really tapping into safety, because tuning into it, the only one that can cultivate true safety is me. And then taking it a step further than that, where we are really, truly the safest, is in the hands of the Creator, God, Spirit, the universe, whatever it is, where we are really, truly held and where we are really, truly met in a safe space is in that direct relationship. And so I was encouraged to really continue to dive into what my relationship to Spirit is like. And that is where I go to feel truly safe, seen, heard, held, right? Just as Laura says, safety is a state of mind. Exactly. And how can we tune into that safe space with the Creator, which is us, which is God? So thank you for coming on that journey with me. I just wanted to come in with that note. All right. Agreed, Don. Asa even joined in Crystal's recent session in meditation prayer on my lap. What a magical moment that was. You know, Alicia here, Anna Perella, speaks to, in our last session when I was doing a special guided meditation with her, with my eyes closed the whole time. We went through the entire experience. And at the end, I was like, we're supposed to send your cat love. We're meant to send Asa extra care and all of this energy that we've just cultivated together. And then, and then I opened my eyes and the cat had been on her lap the whole time. The cat was not there when I closed my eyes. It was such a magical time. And, you know, he doesn't join us always, but this time he did. And I really felt him there. So that is how in attunement we are with each other. That all of us, people, all of us, we're all in that attunement with each other when we really allow ourselves to be, and with our beloved pet beings in this life. So safety is protected, grounded, and feeling secure. Yeah. Everything is inside of us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Love the sound of the cat purring. Are we really safe from the unknown? Maybe it's feeling that even occurs, we can center ourselves whether the situation is neither good nor bad. Precisely. Because safety is it actually in the unknown, because it's in that relationship with that which is beyond us, as well as that which is within us, right? It's this beautiful dance. And so I encourage all of us to continue to tap into allowing ourselves to feel safe and protected, cared for, and loved unconditionally in this lifetime, and give gratitude for that in all of the moments. Yes, faith is a huge part of it. So when we also tapped into, before the safety piece, there was a piece about fear, self-doubt, fear, all of the weavings that come around fear. And fear is actually the absence of faith. And so how can we tap into when fear sparks, when there is that messenger? How can we tap into the safety? That is so exciting. Heads up, my Kelpie dog, Luna, will be joining me on our Sunday social. Oh, what an exciting time. We look so forward to meeting them. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card on safety and what our collective community needs to know about it in this moment in time, all together now. And then we'll pop into questions. Thank you for bearing with me and being a part of this conversation. What do we need to know about culting? Interesting split. Cultivating safety in this lifetime. Yeah. So interesting, right? That little word slip of culting. Is safety a cultivated term to keep us in some sort of the program? Yeah, exactly, right? That's what I was just saying. We are not born with fear. It's a learned response. Exactly. Okay, look what comes up on the bottom here. We are all children of the light, okay? We're all children of the light that are meant to be able to look at how safe this child feels. This child doesn't need reins or a saddle. It is completely a child of source and light creation. And it rides on a white horse. And I believe that we are actually true, free, and wild beings. And that, again, that safety is the construct. So Aha, right? Look at those two opposite sides. So when we look into what we need to know about safety, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Yeah, it's a bit of a crapshoot. It's here to keep us spun out. It's here to keep us in fear. This construct of safety is here to keep us chained up, tied down, and to sort of keep us spun out in the illusion where the wheel is always turning. There's never any true safety, right? Just as I said. And the more that we try to feel secure, in control, safe in all of these areas of our lives, the more and more we become overwhelmed and the more we end up in burnout, particularly in our nervous system. So we're being called to step into faith, over safety, reprogram our minds, and really start to come together to support each other in finding a new form of security, in finding new ways forward out of this old paradigm model of fear. Yeah, we've become comfortably numb. Yeah. I came into this lifetime with a big load of fear related to past lives that I have had to work through. Yeah, right, love? I know it. And many of us are. This is part of the journey of working with the ancestral medicine in this lifetime. And I believe in harmony, so there is no need for me to give the other person their space to express their reality. Interesting. So there we have it. Continue to find our ways back to the light, my friends. And, one of the times that I feel truly in comfort and in safety and in peace is when I am basking in the sunshine. So it's a very interesting one for myself, really. Right, my darlings. Thanks for coming down that road with me. Let's dig in. What message does the universe have for me regarding my finances over the next few months? Will my tarot readings expand or my wellness business? Thanks, Crystal. So I'm going to look at both of those options for you, my dear. The tarot readings and the wellness business. And I'm going to ask for Spirit to show us and your guides to show us through the lens of your financial abundance coming in, what you need to know. Will there be expansion? So I'm going to pull two piles, one for each. Let's have a look, Laura. Okay, so tarot readings, wellness business. Okay, so I'm going to ask about a third. Give me a second here. What do we need to know? Finances. Okay. So something is being held up right now with both of these things. And it is actually an inside job. So we have that, I get that there may have been, like, you're kind of juggling these two aspects with this Two of Pentacles. So you're sort of juggling between tarot, wellness business, and I get that there's something where you feel almost like a bit of what is the imposter syndrome happening with tarot. There's some part of it that feels like you don't quite trust that it can be your main thing. You don't trust your own intuition. You don't trust that you can kind of let your mind not take over. And there's something that's going on in your actual thought space right now where you're needing to do some rewiring of sort of you're your own worst enemy a little bit at this point. And so there's energy certainly that's coming in around the wellness business. And I get that it's going to be building energetically over the next 7 to 8 months. There's a lot of sort of like re-strategizing that's happening there. And you're going to be in, I think that the focus will be actually more on the wellness business, and it'll be a little bit about sort of really designing it. So getting your mission statements really correct, getting all of your systems in place. This is designing systems, because this is you discovering how valuable you really are and knowing it. Okay. Because from that place, so that's what you're doing. And it's over the next month, 3 to 4 weeks. There's been something where it might be something to do with your health. It might be something we've got, you're going through a big upgrade experience in yourself, where there's this gateway that you're about to step through into a much greater expansive version of you. So I almost get that this is some ascension symptoms that are happening. And I know that this is a woo term. So and I've talked about this a little bit with this part of the year that's coming in, this fire horse year, where we're really wanting to charge, like, this is my year. Let's make things happen. And now's my time. And try to allow yourself the rest period right now over at least this next month to 4 months. Allow yourself the time to really complete this wood snake year, fine tune all of these aspects of yourself that are not going to serve you, like being your own worst enemy. Okay. Getting in your head about things, getting in your head about everything, comparisons. There's so many readers out there. How am I going to stand out? All this stuff. You are actually a money magnet. Okay. This is the magnet queen. This is who you're becoming. The Queen of Pentacles is your finances are all going to be like ding, 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 tickety boo. Once you actually have designed the systems for financial flow. Okay. So, imagine that you had $70,000 coming in the next 4 to 5 months. Do you have the systems to be able to navigate that, to be able to really know what to do with that? Say you have $100,000 all of a sudden that's coming in the next 3 to 4 months. Do you have all the systems in place to be able to navigate that? What would you do with it? Right? So there's something where you're being invited to think bigger, and the spirit is just holding you back a little bit over the next couple of months to really fine tune this piece. And you might even feel exhausted. You might even feel wiped out. It's your upgrade. You're going through this portal. Okay. Exciting. Please keep us posted. Yes, thank you. Trees are also great for assisting in transmuting fear. So true. Have we ever talked about that too? Hey. Thank you, Laura. Great question, my dear. What is going on with the so-called moon orbiting mission of Artemis? Moon orbiting mission of Artemis. Okay, darling. I'm going to pull. I don't know much about that. So I'm going to do a blind read on that, and then I'm going to carry on to some other questions. Okay, so I'll pull 3. So what I'm going to do is the moon, 1 for the moon, 1 for this mission that it's on, and 1 for the way that it is affecting the collective. Interesting. Okay, so here we have the moon. The orbit mission that it's on. Yep. And how it affects our collective. Great. Love it. Okay. So, okay. So what I get from this in regards to this question is that when we look into the moon, what's happening is the moon is really coming into alignment with the magnetic pull of the earth. And I know that the moon always has an particularly a pull with the ocean. Something is happening with the connection between the earth and the moon's frequency. Okay, this is causing this orbit, and the reason why it's happening is because it has to do with aligning the frequency. This is a really interesting one, and I think we've talked about it. I don't know on mine and Mom's show, but I was just fixing my book. I have this book called The Rainbow Man, and I was just taping it up this morning because I've had it since I was born, and it speaks about all of the different entities, goddess entities that make up the different colors of the rainbow, and the children go and they experience them, and each one taps the children into a different part of themselves that accesses love, and that ultimately brings this essence of love back down into the planet and for the people. So something is going on with this orbit mission that is aligning us with the full spectrum of our capacity to be multicolored, multidimensional, fully expressive human beings. Very exciting times. So something is being upgraded. This is the completion of a cycle, but it's also the full actualization of, yeah, right? I drove through a rainbow once. It was so weird and very cool. Oh, I mean, how does that even happen? So interesting. So there's something about where we're going to see maybe even more rainbows coming from this during this time. And it's tapping us into this higher frequency that is attuned to natural law. And it's going to influence us in the way that we actualize ourselves in life. So our daily habits, rituals, and routines is going to bring a different part of ourselves forward from that. So this is so cool, right? What's going on with the so-called moon orbiting mission is that it's calling us forth on a new path in a much more sort of grounded alignment and attunement with natural law. It's just like 3i Atlas was, right? Or is. It's another invitation into greater expansion and awareness. Well, isn't that interesting? So this is great news. I thought it would have to do with the veil and leveling up. So great. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for posing that question. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll get rid of the false moon we see now and reveal our true moon. Okay, so will this help to reveal our true moon? I think we still got a fight on our hands with that one. And I think that it's this battle over information. This is beyond information. There's nothing in the head here. This is our internal knowing. This isn't about whether it's the right moon, the old moon, the new moon, or false moon, all of it. It's about frequency. It's about moving beyond the information about it. It's about coming into the knowing and then integrating that knowing into our daily habits and routines. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Anything I should improve with my band mix advert for band members? And I plan to copy such on Craigslist tomorrow. Okay. Cassandra and your band, have fun. Anything I should improve with my band mix advert? You need to improve on anything. What do you need to know about this band mix that you're cultivating? Okay, so I see here this 3 of Cups coming up, and it told me to pull that one out. So there's something about, does the band mix appeal to the celebratory nature of human beings, particularly women? So the advert that you're doing, really make it appealing to the way that it sort of like lights people up and comes together and makes them feel celebratory. Okay, that's the first thing that I get for you, my dear. Let me go a little deeper into it for you. Okay, these ones want to be picked. Okay, so you've been disappointed before in advertising that you've done or the way that things have worked out. So that is going to be in the past, and there's going to be the opportunity for you to heal some of the disappointment and some of the fears around really putting yourself out there. Because now what's happening is that I think there's actually, this is beyond music for you. Okay. What you're doing is honoring that you have the magic and the potency, okay, to be able to manifest anything that you desire. Okay. So then we need to be really intentional with what it is we're manifesting and the way with which we're manifesting it. Does your music incite celebration in others? And does it also heal? So there's the opportunity in this for you to be integral with your words. It's almost like, is this advert spell casting in a way that is of the highest good for all? So you're moving beyond it being just an advertisement or beyond it being just the music. It's like you're honoring that this celebratory gathering of beings that are going to culminate around your music is going to be healing for all. So how exciting. I love that. Keep us posted, as always. Can we check to see if anything pertaining to the fall of any government during the Olympics? Okay, Indigo Phoenix. If I have time, I'll come back to that one. I tend to try to stay within the parameters of more personal questions. And there's other shows where we look at more government type stuff. But hey, if I have time, I will 100% come back to that because I'm not afraid to answer it whatsoever. I do want to get to people's more personal questions here. Thank you for asking, though. What's going to happen to me because I'm going against my husband, a Mason, who stopped them because I demanded it, but doesn't think they are bad? Oh, honey, how do I deal with this? This is a good one for us to know, right? Put your soul into it. Yeah. put your soul into it? This is a great question, Swiss. 296. I'm going to go into 3 pile. I'm going to look at your role in this and what's going to happen with you. I'm going to look at your husband's role in this and what he's meant to be doing with it. And then I'm going to look at the Masons and what you need to know about how that's going to affect you. It's a big question. No small questions here. Okay. What do you need to know about this dynamic with the Masons? Who stops them because I demanded it? Doesn't think that they're bad. Well done. That's very brave of you. Very courageous. Okay, you. Get this using your voice. Incredible. Really honoring your own internal wisdom and your strength. Wow. You know, I don't think that, okay, let's look at all 3 of them before I get too ahead of myself here. Okay. So let's look at the last one. Yeah. Okay. Good. So you are right on the money, first of all. And I'd say that you standing in your strength and trusting your deeper wisdom, setting this boundary, great call. Okay. To me, the greater good of all in love will always prevail. And you can see that exemplified here. You can see that this is your husband around this. So I think that there's going to be, I can't say that the Masons are bad, but what I can see here is that they are going to be undergoing going through a bit of a spiritual dilemma. So I see that there's something where they're going to come to, like, they're going to be forced into some sort of crossroads at some point coming up here. And it may end up, whatever kind of overhaul they end up going through, it may really shatter what your husband thinks about them. So, and he may be at a place right now where he's just sort of placating you. Like you said, that he stopped them because you demanded it, but he still doesn't believe that your wisdom is true. He may have to go through a bit of his own existential crisis before he really realizes where he's been giving his energy. And I think there's going to be some truths that are going to be coming forward. You're going to be a collector of this knowledge. You're going to follow your own wisdom to be able to stand strong in your opinions, in your knowing, trust yourself, and continue to share that information with him. Don't be afraid if he falls apart to a certain extent because of what is being sort of coming to light around this. This is for the Masons, this is definitely a spiritual path that they're on, you know, so things are being stirred up. There's a fire that's being lit under their ass right now. And see, it's funny because, you know, fire comes up here. Thank you. So really stand in your strength and trust that your husband may undergo a bit of an existential crisis once he really, the truth really starts to land. But see this 6 of Swords here, he's moving in the right direction. So it's going to be maybe slower than you think, but he's not attacking you about this. He's going to start going in the right direction and really starting to be like, this is the 2 of you moving out of troubled waters. So allow things to crumble. Allow things to, they've been really at the heart of controlling or really tapped into this scarcity narrative, the fear narrative, the lack of security narrative that we've been talking about, the collective wounding around scarcity and lack, because they've been pretty top of the money chain in a lot of ways, right? That's all crumbling for them now. So he thinks they're good and they're not. They're also playing a role. All these bad guys are. I call it parameter building. Great question. Thank you. Next, Claire Middle 9392. I'm slightly dyslexic, so mind my numbers. I'm recovering from being burned out from work. Yeah. Will writing a book help me recover, or should I just rest more? Okay. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm all mixed up here. Oh dear. Every once in a while, I'll do a little of this and a little of that. Will writing a book help you recover? So I think, my dear, what we're going to do is just have a look at what we need to know about you writing this book. Really? Okay, so the cards really got twisted up there for you. Yeah. Writing this book and healing burnout. What do you need to know about writing this book and healing burnout? So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. And then I have a couple of announcements. My heart goes out to you on this burnout piece, because it's definitely, it's such a byproduct of the machine, the cog, the big machine that we run on here. Okay. Heck yes, it will. Heck yes. Okay, look at this. So you got pushed into burnout because your work was not honoring your sovereign nature, and also because you had enough to be able to stop what you were doing. You cultivated enough for you to go, okay, now I'm going to just enjoy the fruits of my labor a bit. So I'm not hearing rest. I'm hearing actually enjoy yourself. It's not like just laying down and sleeping. It's like, how do I, well, maybe I don't need to hold on so tightly to my finances. Maybe I need to go out and just like do some things that make me feel really like I've made it. Already start celebrating like you've made it. Start doing things that light you up. And it's just like this beautiful little balance of like, I really like how she celebrates the fruits of her labor, and something about you stepping into that is going to inspire you. Yeah, getting your hands down to working, writing is going to feel really great. And then I get almost that like every time you complete a chapter, you like take yourself out for a glass of wine, or you allow yourself, you gather your girlfriends together and have like host a little dinner and read a little part of your chapter or something like that. There's something where it's like, there's a lot, this is a celebratory experience. And that's one of the things where we end up in burnout a lot, because we're not allowing ourselves to pause and really relish what we've just done. We just go and go and go and go and go because we're in survival. You're not in survival anymore. Don't act like you are. That straight talking. And there's something about this really beautiful balance of allowing yourself to treating yourself, is really luxuriating in who you are at this point in your life, and then putting that energy into your writing and then celebrating all along the way. Okay, so yeah, honey, right? Do it. The burnout will fast fade away for you when you step into celebration. All right. And what I want to share here is, speaking of celebrations, I wanted to point out this beautiful collection of soaps that have been made on the Floralane site. You get 10% off right now. And this is the Valentine's collection. Oh, can't you just smell them? Oh my gosh. I just want to I can almost smell them. Chocolate Kiss hand soap, Sun Kiss love soap, Rose of the Nile soap. Oh, and last but not least, Rose Radiance Valentine's Spa box. And you know what I was just saying here about celebrating ourselves? This doesn't have to be purchased for someone special. That someone special can be you. And how stunning would a little gift like this to yourself be? I love these little heart-shaped soaps. Oh my gosh, look at that. And $14 Canadian. Incredible. And supporting someone in our community. I just absolutely love it. So there you have that. Next. Okay. I've really been struggling with the house situation. I trust your reading, but goodness, this double Capricorn Aquarius rising is struggling. Okay. Let's look at it again. And one thing that I know about readings, which is a blessing and a frustration, is that they're not absolutes. They are what you need to hear in the moment to take you in a certain direction. They're what you need to hear to keep you bolstered up. They're not always necessarily what's going to happen in the timeline that we say it's going to happen or the way that it's going to happen, but the way that you needed to hear that it's going to happen. I'm not trying to cover my own butt on this one. This is what I explain to people whenever they're particularly nervous about receiving a reading. I say, it's not that I'm going to come here and tell you, oh, you're going to die, you're going to get sick, or you and your husband are going to split up. It's that I'm going to tell you what is coming through for your guides, from your guides, for me to, or your spirit message bringers, all of it, for you to know in the moment. So I really, mine and all of our hearts go out to you in this struggle. Let's have a look at what you need to hear this week, okay? The struggle is real, my dear. The struggle is real. We're going to go past, present, future. What do you need to know about the situation with the house? Okay. Love it. So right now, I get that there may even be, see, this Two of Pentacles here speaks to something along the lines of two locations. So there might be something where you sort of feel like you're needing to juggle between two locations. Like you may need to move before you know that the house is sold. Something might come in that when you're kind of least expecting it. And you might find that you're sort of feeling like you're having to kind of go back and forth with this opportunity. Or you might feel like maybe there might be two buyers that might come up and be possibilities. And there might be a bit of a bidding war that even happens. No matter what, this cycle of feeling like you're juggling is completing, okay? Because again, bless us all, the invitation is for you to say, if this hasn't happened yet, it's because I'm not aiming big enough. If this hasn't happened yet, it's because I still am, it's better. What's coming for me is better than what has come on offer, or then it's because I am aligning with the greatest timeline here. And this sort of looping or juggling cycle that you've been on is honoring, trusting, having that faith, you know, the safety that we talked about earlier, having that faith that this is going to turn out better than you could have ever expected. And you're not going to be able to control the outcome. The outcome is going to come to you. That which we are seeking is also seeking us. Okay. So what are we seeking? What are you seeking? Are you clear? Or are you juggling in your own mind still? Are you waffling? Are you back and forth? Or what does it look like? Where's the two coming from? This like dual scenario. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So the outcome is magical. Okay. And trust. Make offerings. Make offerings to nature. Again, I see that this is going to turn out better than you could have possibly dreamed. So what are your biggest dreams? And then let it be birth to you. Continue to trust. Continue to trust. Tap into that feminine energy, the creative, strong feminine. I'm not sure if you're a mother. I believe that you are. Tap into that mother, that essence of the strong feminine, and really know that this is going to work for you. I trust it. We're all holding this space with you. Strange, Crystal, but the cards do say something other than what is being thought about is not yet occurred. Okay, right? Tell me what you mean by that, John. I'm curious. Something that has been thought about has not yet occurred. How can we let go of the yuck? Especially what we have accumulated from others. I'm having a really hard time letting it go. Okay. I'm going to speak to this really quickly. This is something I work with myself. There's a couple of different ways that I like to clear the yuck. Multiple ways, actually. One of the ways that I clear the yuck from others is cord cuttings. And I have a couple of different cord cutting meditations that I do, depending on if I'm feeling really unsafe with that person, then I do a really protected one. And if I'm feeling like I still need to have a close relationship with that person, but I'm needing to bring my energy back into myself and not allow that person's energy to affect me so much, I do a different cord cutting, but the cord cutting is really important. The other thing, now I'm going to look at the cards too. The other thing I tend to do is move, dance, shake, scream, whatever it is. Get it out of your body. Slough it off. Literally get it off of you. Don't let that attach itself to you. Okay. Right? Sever the contracts. This is not mine. I do not need to carry this. This is not my contract. I release any past contracts with this being. And thirdly, things like having, Janine and Mom also speak to this a lot. Epsom salts baths, and smudging, all of that kind of stuff, right? How do you let go of the yuck? And anytime that the yuck of that person comes into your head, I tend to say, no, thank you. Let it go. No, thank you. This is not mine. No, thank you. Let it go. Okay. This is not yours to carry. And then also, where is that yuck existing in you that is magnetizing this from this being or these other people? What is the yuck magnetized to in you? What is it? What is also, where are you holding yuck in yourself that you can be clearing and cleaning and caring for, right? Okay. Beautiful. Yes. Okay. I could probably tell you where the yuck is in you. So this is working with the inner child part of you. This innocent, bright, shining light that is the essence of who you are. Yeah, I usually say I do not choose that. Yeah, this is right. I do not choose that. This is not mine. And align with your own innate wisdom, your own North Star. Trust that you are, a child of the divine. Trust that you come from lineages of star tribe. Start to tap into that frequency. And this got a bit, I'd say, disrupted when you were a child, 5 or 6 kind of thing. Something came in for you that opened up, that got in a little bit to that collective wound. This often comes up for me in solar plexus. This has to do, it's a very lower 3 chakra misalignment. And it has to do with, again, that scarcity, the lack, the fear, and it comes in as your opportunity for you to go through the upgrade. So something is coming in for you to heal this. And how do we heal this 5 energy? Well, the 6 of Pentacles is all about, we've got the 6 of Cups here, which is that really sweet, loving, open, giving, sharing, innocent part of ourselves. That 6 of Pentacles is in the material realm of being generous, open, gracious. And it's about win-win dynamics rather than being in this old mentality of survival. So how can we let go of the yuck is addressing if there's anything that is still in that lower frequency for you in yourself, particularly around wealth. And is that where these other beings are attaching to your wound? They're getting in somewhere. That's what you're tightening up. Okay. So the cord cutting, the protecting, and then the tuning in. Where is my yuck allowing this in? How can I care for this part of myself? Because you are aligned with a high, high frequency. So trust that value in yourself. Okay. That's how we deal with the yuck. Okay. We got time for one more here. So the question is my reality different from another person's reality? This is a great question, John Dizzle. I speak to this sometimes with people, in my years of hairdressing, especially through the pandemic, I found myself speaking to people and being so baffled by their reality and being so like, how do you not see? Like you say, some may ask, what universe do you live in, when they disagree with you? So my question is my reality different from another person's reality? And this was my question too. And what I realized was that, so I was talking about things that were coming up for me, say on social media. And I was like, you don't see this, like what I'm seeing? And they were like, nah, I had no clue. I see nothing like that, like nothing. And I'd be like, what about this? What about this? Nope. And I realized that the powers that be in AI and all that kind of stuff have tapped into algorithm, which is the ontology. It's spirit. It's totally like the algorithm of different people's frequency. Okay, and they've done it in a technical way. But what I realized is that my algorithm magnetizes what I'm meant to see to me. So to me, my reality is different from somebody else's reality because I have an entire life based on all the perspectives of what I've witnessed, and that is going to create an entirely different reality for me than somebody else, right? So is my reality different from another person's reality? Okay. How do I ask this here? I'm gonna go through your reality, John, someone else's reality, and the center point. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. What do you need to know about the reflection of integrating these two? Boom. John, this is such an interesting point to take. So your reality, you can see here the trigger to this question, right? What universe do you live in? And the universe that you live in is being like, I can see all the bullshit here. I can see all the dark. And their reality is sort of, I want to say, cloaked in mystery. I feel like what they are is kind of, you know how we see people and their heads are in the sand and they're like asleep? I think that they're asleep for a reason. And I've always felt like this. They're going, it's the great mystery of how this is all meant to be unveiled, right? And we think that it is because of the dark forces, because of the overlords, the programming, and this is true. This is true. And yet there's an even deeper mystery in that, right? There's an even deeper mystery in us being steeped in like the Kali Yuga, right? The Kali Yuga phase here that we've been in, and where we're going with this, and you, who you are, is moving now in an entirely new direction with this. And you may not be so much of a dark truth warrior as a light truth warrior going forward, where they go not like, whoa, what reality do you live in? That's crazy. Where they go, what reality do you live in? I want some of that. Okay. I want some of that reality. Right? I'd have to neutralize, balance, and find a middle ground. Harmony. Yeah. Is that part of our free will? Yeah. Right? Part of our free will is exactly it. We're breaking the chains. So we've been enslaved in thinking that we have no free will, right? And we have been enslaved in this system, and there's a great mystery in it. And yet this year, particularly, we're stepping on a new train. This is new uncharted frontier paths going forward, and we're all really being called to follow the light here, to trust, to call in, to speak into reality. We were talking about light languages earlier, to speak into reality that I am now pure source energy. I am a child of the light, and what I channel and what I communicate to others is of the greatest good of all. I am no longer going to focus on just this shadow and what they've done to us. What kind of a world are you in, right? It's going to be a lot more about like, wow, They're going to be drawn to the light like a flower, right? And even if it's dark stuff that you're talking about, there is always another side of the coin. There's always a black and white spectrum. Where do you find that neutralized space in the middle? I love it. And I love that your question came in at 2:22 here. Yeah, new is good. I like hearing about things I've never heard about, right? All aboard. We call it the Rebel Revolution, the Rebel Revolution evolution train. We are all aboard this Rebel Revolution evolution train. It is a tongue twister and we love it. All aboard. A little note of silliness to end off on. We're going to pull your apartment number is 222. Ah, John, it's all in alignment. I love it. Hey, let's pull one of these little beauties for everyone as we wrap this up. And again, I really want to thank you all so much for sharing this time with me. I look so forward to spending time with you every week. I look so forward to getting personal with you and to having you join me for supporting each other through these difficult or exciting times in life where we're not just focusing on the hard stuff, where we're also in celebration of the good things that are coming in, and how can we find the good in the challenging parts, all of it, right? Let's see what our angels and ancestors have to share with us today. As we all tune in together, coming into our hearts, grounding ourselves into this moment before we rush into the next thing, let's all come together, all uniting our hearts, our energy, our minds, our consciousness. What do we need to know as a collective to take us through Elder? Everyone. What do we need to know to move beyond ancestral patterns? Poti. Let me bring it up. I'm going to read it to you. Story time, everyone. The Elder. Here we go. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present, also past life, right? Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on the planet, like this elder in the card. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in the tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. This is the faith, right? This is the faith. The elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you're here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will be bringing your family lineage, past, present, and future together. Know that you get to decide what you take on. Know that you get to decide what you take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they may have created for you. The elder is coming in at this time. You know, this next yuga that we're going into is all about healing our ancestry. Okay? So this is what we're being called to right now. And to support us a little bit in this time, I also want to share with you that what we have coming up here that is now available is some insights on the Aquarius eclipse. Astrid has put out a workshop. So this powerful astrology webinar explores the February 17th, 2026 solar eclipse in Aquarius, a rare cosmic turning point marking the end of an old cycle and the emergence of something radically new. And I read that and I was like, oh my gosh, that is exactly the turning point when the Chinese New Year switches and when the fire horse comes in on the 17th. So this is a time, and I know they're all big times, but you know what? We are here for it. And I'm so grateful to Astrid that she has put out some information and an incredible workshop for us to learn more about the energies of this time. So save 10% with code AQUA Aqua10. How lovely. And I also wanted to point out what's coming up. Here we are, Tuesday on Beyond Karma. We have Beyond Healing with Shannon after. What an absolute love Shannon is, hey? And then the Wacky Woo Show with JC, Joe, and Richard. Woo! Some fun people coming on there. Love it. Tuning in. Tomorrow we have Beyond Critical with Max. Beyond the Charts with Marty Hibbs and Jean-Claude. Fun. Beyond Crystal with Carla and Coco, and Beyond the News tomorrow evening with Janine and Jean-Claude. Wow, what a time, folks. Truly profound turning point. Isn't that the truth? Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Healing what our ancestors went through, right? Yeah. And I speak to this in my coaching sessions with people or in my readings, you know, this is a time for us to honor. We don't know what's ours. We don't know what was karmically generated and created for us on all of the little micro decisions that we made along the path and the way that life came in and took us on this direction and that direction, right? But what we do know is that we have been perfectly, divinely orchestrated to be alive at this pivotal time in life. And that now, no matter, it doesn't matter whose it is or what, if we're here to work on it. If it's coming up, let's do it. Let's do the work. Let's all do it together. And it ain't always easy. And that's okay. Because you know what? Our ancestors didn't have it easy either, but they showed up and they created us. And we are the gift now. You are the gift. And I love you all. Thank you for being here today. It's been an honor and a pleasure and a true blessing.